whatever you were about to say as I hit the live button, I sure hope it wasn't important, Jeremy, because we are live on the Fantasy Football Universe, and I hope you were telling me to see the link, but we're good to go, I guess. We're good here. I am Aaron St Denis. Find me on Twitter at FFMadScientist. Joined today by Jeremy Shulman at FF_Rebel and Jeff Moeller at JMoeller05 with the ghost of SC Romero at who will be joining us momentarily. Okay, you sent it to SC. I sent it as well. I assume that's what you were messaging me. I heard you say 1 second as I hit live, so we're just live, and there's SC. He is no longer.
What up?
What up?
The ghost
finally
of SC.
got all together. The band's all back, baby.
That's it.
The band's back together.
Yes. Now we are going to run a 5-round Superflex tight end premium rookie mock draft, our 9th. Let's see. I think
5 or 4. It says 4.
Oh, sorry, it's 3 rounds actually, but I have it set to 4 rounds. Sorry, because that's how I do our rookie ones. I always have it set to 4, and whether we stop at 3 or go 4. I hate when you just put it super flex, then the ADP down here is all screwy. So I include 1 of each position, and then hit super flex. But so we'll probably stop at 3. We'll see how it goes. I know 2 of you've got to dip out, so I am going to queue this bad boy up. Anything we have to add? Super flex, tight end premium, rookie only.
Yeah.
Good to go? All right.
Yes, sir.
Fire it up. See how it goes. Red Pandas NFL on the clock.
Right.
The way Bo Nix is throwing these passes at his pro day, I might take him 101. We'll see.
Please don't.
We start with Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. This has kind of been the debate we've raged all offseason. How high to take Marvin Harrison in Superflex, because Jaden Daniels, Drake May, I think at this point I'm taking Marvin Harrison as my 103. Where are you guys taking him?
I mean, I'm taking him 102, but if he goes anything past 103, I think the 104 is the luckiest man alive, or woman, luckiest person alive.
You're taking him, I assume, after only Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, and so if I have 2 quarterbacks, I might take him at 101, but at that point I'm trying to trade back, so now I'm on the clock right now, and JJ went there, son of a...
So we have Caleb Williams. Was JJ your pick?
JJ would have been, but that's because I assumed Jaden was gone. And actually, I just told one of my leagues today, because I have the 106. I was like, if y'all let Jaden fall to me, y'all are fools. I'm taking him there.
How does that happen? Jaden Daniels falls to him at the 106. I don't even know. I would have taken Daniels at the 102. So we have Caleb, Marvin Harrison Jr., Drake May, Malik Neighbors, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels to SC at 6, Roma Dunze at 7, and Jeremy on the clock at 8 with what can only be Brock Bowers, because that's the standard 8, I think.
Yeah, it has to be Brock Bowers. I think there's a significant tier drop after here. We have who would be my 109 in this case, and in most cases is going to be Xavier Worthy, unless something crazy happens here. But it's more or less kind of a pick your poison at wide receiver from really the 109 to the 112, 201. But yeah, Brock Bowers there at the 108 makes too much sense.
I think that's a huge teardrop right there after Bowers.
Who did the Chargers pick up a tight end in free agency? I feel like they signed someone.
Yeah, but it wasn't significant. It was
because Everett left, right? Jeremy, Jesse, you're quiet.
A couple of days ago, I think.
Was it a
Parkinson from Seattle? Yeah, that's who they signed. Parkinson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was a Seahawk.
So nothing big. So I would love him there, and I think that significantly raises his draft stock if he goes to the Chargers. But I've been seeing the Colts now, so now I'm kind of like, meh.
I like him for the Colts. I think that's a really.
Why not have a timer set?
If Bowers goes to the Steelers with Smith,
he's not going to fall that far though. Like I don't think he falls that far. To tell you the truth, someone's going to grab him before that pick.
Yeah, I'm passing him though if he goes to the Chargers. I had nightmares on Kyle Pitts still, so or if he goes to the Steelers for sure.
Yeah, Arthur Smith, just the vein of our existence, folks. Just really put it in there.
Yeah,
I told you what the solution at tight end in Pittsburgh is. It's Darnell Washington season. So
don't even start that nonsense.
Oh, because Arthur Smith would not just throw to his backup tight end all year.
Yeah, he will.
Well, look, Austin Hooper's already off the market, so don't worry about it.
We already talked about this. I was on the other team fucking with the
Patriots are the sacrificial lamb. Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know what we're doing. And we're gonna sign Calvin Ridley. Thank goodness. But
wait, are they actually signing Ridley?
Well, no, that's been the rumor for 24 hours.
Calvin Ridley always makes things better.
So hypothetical question: they got rid of Deontay. If they go get Brian Thomas Jr., who are you taking first, Pickens or Brian Thomas?
Pickens. Like, I think with Brian Thomas's profile, there's serious risk to him being a targeter. We have one season. Yeah. So I'm going to take the guy who's still very young and who has had 2 really good seasons. So particularly for me, it's Pickens. But yeah, I mean, if you want to move off of Pickens, by the way, I really don't want pass attached to Russ and stop it. So I think Deontay leaving is a very good thing for him because he gives the opportunity. Yeah. They're going to run the crap out of all of Pittsburgh, and that's what terrifies me, man. Like, I'm significantly worried for the pass catchers.
I was buying Najee before the Arthur Smith season, even 3 1,000-yard seasons, and now it's even more where I think you can possibly try to move in for a first-round pick if you want to, and that's a huge sell if you can get that. A late first at that.
Ooh, man, yeah,
if you take the Oregon guy here, I absolutely hate everyone left on the board at 112.
It's the same tier of dudes for me. So it's like him, it's AD Mitchell. It's like this is a giant group, and we've lumped in the rookie running backs. Like from 110 to 204 for me, it's all pretty simple. And then that will change, but yeah.
I think this area, the 110, 111, is where you consider taking the first running back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it here. My pick is going to be Trey Benson, but I'm going to pause it so that it doesn't move on to the next person. We start with Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Drake May, Malik Neighbors, J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Roma Dunze, and Brock Bowers. So we start the first 8 are your consensus 8, but not in an order I've ever seen them before. Daniels at 6 is insane. I don't know. I'm way higher on Daniels than May, but that's just me. The 109, we have Brian Thomas Jr., Worthy at 10, Franklin at 11, and I'm going the first running back off the board here, Trey Benson at the 112, because I didn't really love any of the other options. I would have taken Troy Franklin. I'm not in on Bo next. At this point, it probably, for me, it was between Benson and AD Mitchell. I went with Benson. We are back up to Red Pandas NFL at top of the board here for the 2-1.
Rumor came out that Jonathan Brooks, doctor for his ACL tear, was the doctor for the Dallas Cowboys. So speculation, Cowboys are taking Jonathan Brooks. Does that make him go above Trey Benson even though he's hurt?
Yes.
I mean, he was my RB1 already. If you put him in the Cowboys, let's go.
There's nobody in that Dallas Cowboys room, and maybe they know that, and that's why. Maybe they know they're going to over. So that means they'll be drafting Brooks in the 2nd round then. If they're confident knowing they're going to get him, it means they're going to overdraft.
Don't sleep on Deuce, man. The Deuce is loose. Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, the Deuce is also 4 inches shorter than me. The Deuce is the size of one of my Deuces.
Who's that was a good line. Who's left though, right? Like AJ in free agency. It's AJ Dillon. It's J.K. Dobbins, right?
Could bring back Zeke.
Zeke's like the best back right now.
Right? It's unlikely he goes back to Dallas for whatever reason. So if we're assuming it's either AJ Dillon or a hurt recovering J.K. Dobbins, are you really just relying on Dobbins and Brooks both coming off major injuries in that room and Rico Dowdle? I mean, what are they doing there at running back?
I think the upside is with Brooks because he's a rookie and he still has an injury, but you don't know what he's doing at the pro level. Like Dobbins just hasn't stayed healthy as a pro. So there's hope that if Brooks goes to the pro level, he gets a different nutritionist, learns a different diet, whatever it is to stay healthy. So he actually does that where Dobbins right now, it doesn't seem like he's figured that out to figure, how to bounce and stuff like that. So
there are still a few free agents. We got Hunt, Dobbins, Akers, Damian Harris, Deonta Foreman,
Madison,
Zeke, Madison. Yeah. All those guys are still possible.
Ooh.
But just look at the value in like 111, 112 to 204. It's all guys that we're all contemplating in that spot. So if I'm in the 111, 112 and I don't like these guys, you could easily move back because somebody will like them. Move back to like the 203, 204 and you get profit. I think that's a very solid way to go about the draft. I really just don't want to be in the back half of round 1.
Oh, so we have the old rookie QB stack here at the 205. 201 was Ladd McConkey, then AD Mitchell, Roman Wilson, Jonathan Brooks, Bo Nix, and SC on the clock at the 206.
Yeah, Bo Nix probably would have been my pick. Looking at the board, I mean, the top two are probably the sexiest right now, as far as Corum or Coleman. I think I have to go Coleman.
It's all right. Take a little longer to agonize over it. It's not like you have to go in 10 minutes.
I think Coleman, man. I don't know. Corum's good, but the size is there, right? And the draft capital will obviously change that. If it's between those two at 206, I'm going whoever I like in the landing spot there with Coleman and Corum.
Yeah, well, when this show runs too long and you got to go back to work, don't blame me. That's all I'm saying. I don't care who you pick, but
we're flying. It's a difficult choice, man. This is a mock. This to me, this is real life. This is difficult.
In terms of the next couple of running backs off the board, right? Where you guys are going? You got Corum, you got Braylon Allen, you got Bucky, you got Marshawn Lloyd, Ray Davis. What are you guys thinking in terms of the next 2-3 running backs off the board? Who are you taking?
There goes Corum.
Yeah,
Corum was the top one probably.
I like Allen. No, I don't. I like Marshawn Lloyd, but he's buried down in ADP. If you don't take him, I'm taking him. But Jesse will take him before it gets to me.
So Lloyd is my RB2, but his draft capital, I think, will push him back. So that will be something where it's like I would take him if he gets heavy draft capital early second. But if he goes in your fourth round, which I think he could slide into late day two, but if he goes in the fourth, I think you should trade back and get some more value, as Jesse was saying with that 111 spot. Trade your early seconds back so you can get Lloyd there, because I love that guy as a prospect, but draft capital does matter. So
forget Caleb Williams. The Bears just signed a quarterback that's already better than Justin
don't
Fields.
Even start with that guy.
He may lose his spot anyways.
Who was it?
Rappaport
Brett Rippon.
Brett Ripien has been signed and may take Justin Fields' job because he's probably just as good as Justin Fields.
Well, Justin Fields is going to be a converted wide receiver, according to some at ESPN, right? So it's getting ridiculous out here in these streets.
I guess Greg Bedard, who covers the Patriots, said that they have a substantially higher offer than the Jaguars put out there on Ridley right now. So it's up to him if he wants to take it or not.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't want to take it. That's the problem.
I don't blame him. But
they're
getting a rookie quarterback. I don't know. I don't mind going there and just being the guy in that offense because it's going to revolve around you. If you believe in your talent, you could actually just show out. But I get it if he wants to stay.
It's funny because I know we talked about them spending money on rookie or on receivers crazy, and they signed Kendrick Bourne to a 3-year deal. But it's a new system there now, right? You have Jerry Mayo as the coach there, so it's a whole new program. And I think for us as analysis and stuff like that, analysts, we have to consider it could be a new era in New England. There's no longer Bill Belichick running it down on the field there. So what does that mean? Is it a Ramondre season where it's a good season for him, or are they going to be more pass-centric now and actually utilize the receivers a little bit more? It'll be interesting to watch. Jalen Wright's a great pick.
Yeah, I'm taking Lloyd here. By the way, he just fell to me. If Lloyd was gone, I would actually take Shipley over Irving and those guys. But I'm just gonna take Lloyd. Yeah. Oh, well, if it lets me actually do it.
How are we feeling about 6 quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds? Does it make sense to go Knicks and Penix here by the end of the second, or do you think those guys end up falling into the 3rd round?
There will be no talk about your Penix on this show.
You got big
Penix is locked in right now.
The other question I want to answer is here, do I let the tight end slip? The one who was going at 201, 202 is about to slip right out of the 2nd round, and I don't think I want him.
No.
That's Jatavian Sanders, but
no,
I don't
probably go
like
Bucky
anyone
here.
else on this board, so I may have to take Sanders, even though I'm not really in on him. I also like Malachi Corley.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wide receivers on the board. This is always the problem we run into. Realistically, my pick by far would be Ricky Pearsall. I think he's a stud of all these guys available, or McMillan. But I think
I probably would have went Bucky, to be honest.
I just don't trust the draft capital of Bucky, man. It terrifies me. I'm expecting him to be a day 6 or not day 6.
He could be a day
round 6, round 7.
That combine, he could be a day 6 pick.
Yeah, I just don't think he's getting draft capital. I think that's the hardest thing we have to kind of recognize is how bad his combine was and how small he is. If he gets day 2 draft capital, I'm fully back in, but I just don't expect it to happen.
2nd round. Started with Ladd McConkey, A.D. Mitchell, Roman Wilson, Jonathan Brooks, Bo Nix, Keon Coleman, Blake Corum, Michael Penix, Braylon Allen, Jalen Wright, Marshawn Lloyd, and I ended it with Jatavian Sanders at the 212. So we actually did have a tight end go in the second round, and we'll continue going here in the third round.
To answer Jeremy's question, I do think Nix and Michael, we won't say his other name, but they're the Tricky Ricky. There you go.
Yes, my man.
Oh, Nix and Michael will go in the second round. I think they're day two. I think they're locked into day two. The only quarterbacks I see, you have Rattler, Pratt, arguably can be a late, day two maybe, but those two I think are locks in there for potentially second rounds. Like I can see Atlanta going there to sit behind Kirk. I can see the Raiders going there as well. So those are guys that I think will go. And 205, 206 is where you're looking at possibly getting them. I wouldn't take them with those first 3, maybe 4 picks. But it depends how you feel about your team.
Yeah, and it seems like Aaron was saying, like if we have those 2 quarterbacks go in the second round, it's really just pushing that value into the third, right? Like some of these wide receivers that are here, McMillan, Pearsall, as Jesse was talking about, Corley. We haven't even touched Leggett yet. Tez Walker, depending on draft capital, like these guys are talents, and they have it's exciting potential in the third round here.
Exactly. The second round is where you'll see your running back runs, because I feel someone's going to take one running back in the second, maybe end of the first, and then people will be like, oh, snap, I need to grab my favorite running back here. So you'll see more running backs in the second, and then we'll get some heavy sleepers in the third because of, people are going to try to go after the running backs because they're so hard to come by. Leggett just went.
I know Aaron's answer to this, and I know my answer to this, but do you have a tight end 3? Does it matter to you at all who the third tight end off the board is? And if so, where are you taking him?
We're not allowed to play in any more leagues together, because you're right. You do know my answer to this, and I hate that you.
This is my guy too. So.
It's like the guys you play poker with too much, and you can't because they know what your tell is. You're 100% right. You know exactly who my tight end is.
And Sinat, Kansas State, baby.
I fucking hate you.
Do you guys like Sinat or
who's this Brad person? This Brad person keeps taking my picks. I love Sinat. I'm just checking the board here.
Jesse, you're muted, baby.
I talk. Sorry, I keep muting because my daughter keeps coming in here. But yeah, like getting Ricky Pearsall 305 right there, that's just money. Like that's cash that money, and then you sell him for a second row.
100%.
Could go Corley. In tight end premium though, I probably should have went with the tight end there. But I think Corley's a day 2 pick. I think he's a round 3 pick, and I think he has huge upside. So
yeah, King baby.
I know who I want to slip to me here, but I'm not saying it because Jesse will just draft him before I can. No, he's done that 2 rounds in a row, so I ain't saying shit.
I'm gonna rock everybody's running back worlds here. If
what are you doing? Isaac Garendo?
Garanato, let's go. No way. No, there's plenty of wide receivers who are on the board here. There's a few. I'm considering Bucky here, Bucky Irving. But there's a guy, one wide receiver left that I really like. And I know Jesse really likes him too.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and take McMillan. Yep. I'm going to get my first wide receiver in this draft, and he's a solid one. I think he can be a solid wide receiver too. Bucky Irving still has a lot of question marks, so I'll take McMillan.
You over. Dirty rat bastard.
You knew he wasn't getting past me. Like, let's be real. Like, I've been hyping McMillan forever, so.
I hate drafting at the 112.
You picked the spot.
I know you picked the other time.
Because it's easier to run the show if I'm in the last spot. I can pause it. I either have to be at the beginning or the end of the round to be able to run the show and the stream. But damn, you dirty rat bastards! I'm gonna end up going back-to-back tight ends.
Javon.
All right, so I'm gonna re-say what JJ said. There's been like 55 running backs since like the combine in 2011 that are under 200 pounds and ran over like a 4.5 40. The only 2 to have over 10 points per game are freaking Kyron Williams and the dude for the freaking Arizona Cardinals. I can't remember his name. It was like I gotta look it up, but it's been like 2 guys. So it just shows you how much of an outlier Bucky Irving has to be based on what he's doing.
Was it Chase Edmonds?
No, it's before him. It's like Tim Hightower or something, I think is who it was. It's like somebody in that range. I'm gonna take him right now because it's 311 and I don't really care, but like I just think we kind of have to get realistic of he's more than likely a third down back in an offense, and it's just difficult. So I like him. I still like the player, and I'm hopeful I'll take him here for fun, but yeah, my expectations have drastically changed.
I'm going to let this run because we have about 8 minutes to get this done. So I'm going to make my pick and just let it go, and then I'll recap. The tight end, I'm going to take Sanat here and going to go the old bully tight end strategy. So the third round, we have Jalen Polk, Audric Estime, Xavier Leggett, Will Shipley, Ricky Pearsall, Malachi Corley, Jacob Cowing, Jalen McMillan, I forget, Joe Milton. I always think Jordan Milton. Joe Milton, Javon Baker, Bucky Irving, Ben Sanat. That concludes the third round. I'm just going to keep this going. If you guys got to dip out, go for it. I'm just going to let this run until it's done. I'm not going to stop or pause it or anything. I'm going to let it
run the fourth
Charlie
round.
Wilson.
The Albatross.
Red Panda has a pretty nice Lamakaki, Polk, Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, that's
I think
all.
those are all.
I mean,
if they all hit, that's money. But
Tez Walker 4-2. I know a lot of people don't like him, but in the fourth round, that's a nice upside shot.
Rattler's a huge steal. Travis is interesting because he could be a steal if he comes back healthy and balls out, but
yeah, he just doesn't have arm strength though. Like I think it's gonna be really difficult for him to like do anything in the NFL just because the arm strength.
The running backs left really suck.
Yeah. The only guy I like is Lobby. I think he has a chance to just carve out that third down role. But is it going to be reliable in his rookie season week to week? I doubt it. So
to be fair, the running back sucked when I took the first one off the board.
The NFL agrees with you based on the bags they're throwing at these old running backs.
Like, I guarantee you one of these guys has a role in the NFL level. I could not for the life of me tell you who that is going to be. It's too impossible to tell you. Like,
I want to go Ray Davis, but you can't let Brendan Rice slip any further. I think that was just, you got to take the legacy at that point and be like, okay, his dad taught him something along the way.
Yeah.
You hope.
I mean, there's a guy down there. Yes, let's go.
Oh, sniped. Sniped. Malik. Oh, you took my Malik Washington from me. Oh, that hurts. There's one more guy as a wide receiver, and I think that's who Jesse was talking about. I'll have a look before I snipe him and see if I'll take anybody else. Probably not. No. I mean, Pratt is interesting at quarterback. I've already got my Penix here. So I'm going to go ahead, and I got to type him in just to get access to him because he's that far down. It's Luke. Talk about legacy. Let's get Luke McCaffrey. The dude, his hips don't move. They're like stuck, locked in place.
Yeah.
He can run. So.
Yeah.
The hips don't lie.
It's okay.
All right. Y'all are forcing my hand here. We're going to take him, Mr. Speed Score Specialist, Isaac Orendo.
Yeah!
Let's go, baby.
Oh, get him on the board.
Why the hell not? That
was my pick, you dirty rat bastard. You're going to force me into taking a third tight end?
You betcha. Hammer. We want to play bully tight ends.
Heavy.
I was looking on the list and I was like, why the hell not? Like, this is pick 411. What are we doing here? I got nothing.
I love it. I drafted 3 of the 4 tight ends in this mock.
Good work.
And the RB1. So good job.
There you go.
When you can come out of a 4-round rookie draft with no startable players, you've done something right.
You're running the Chargers offense. It's just running backs and tight ends all day, baby.
You know what? I didn't tell you this, but I didn't make any of those picks. I let Arthur Smith sign into my phone.
That's too funny.
Sorry, Pat Farmer.
We'll end it with we have Johnny Wilson, Devontae Walker, Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis, Jermaine Burton, Brendan Rice, Malik Washington, Luke McCaffrey, Dylan Lobby, Ray Davis, Isaac Garendo, and Theo Johnson to end it out. We have got to get things rolling because in about 4 minutes, some of us are going to switch over to the other stream and do
free agency.
Free agency. That's what we're going to do. Day 3 of free agency. Now that I've swiped us off the screen here like a tool, but oh well. So thank you all for tuning in. Check back in about 4 minutes. We're gonna run through free agency. That was our 9.0 rookie mock draft. What did we go? 4 rounds there, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good mock.
See you all in a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in.